Yes, there we are. Hello, how are we all doing? Does an FSG start to stream if ever I've seen one? Nice to have you all here. I don't know why. Sometimes when I unplug a USB device of any type, plug it back in, it disconnects my microphone. But there we go. That is what happened. I was playing around with getting my joystick set up so do some mining. So that is the plan. That is the communities. We had 36% of the votes. We had 171 votes. 36% wanted some Elk Mountain. It was pretty tight at one stage. It was 25% for 4 of them. So I thought, how on earth are we going to choose what to do? But things even themselves. They sorted themselves out, and here we are. So here we are. Has the plant rusted? It feels like it, Legion. No, it's been slowly turning over, and everything's all fine. No rust or anything like that. Jump. Here's some game sound. But good morning, all. Welcome along, Crofter. Welcome to you, my friend. O'Donnell boys, you've got FS22, which is awesome. Nice, I hope you are enjoying it. Hey, Chinook, morning. Good to see you, buddy. Bandit, nice to have you here. D-Easy was wondering if I'd forgotten about the series. It's one of those ones, honestly, I feel like I just haven't done anything in Farm Sim for the last 6 weeks. I know there's been things dribbling out, but it's been a busy time, so things have had to take a little bit of a backseat. Funnily enough, I did actually record half an episode, which is why there's a little bit of gold sitting there, but we didn't do much more other than some mining, so that's where we've got to. You're excited for more Elk Mountain and mining, really like this series. We'll have to see. I don't know if this is just a one-off return or whether we will carry on doing some more. Maybe it could be one that we just do a few more live streams on. It was actually interesting, a few people wanted to see Spectacle Island, some calls for Deer Creek, to some old school ones there. A couple of people wanted to do a live stream with Hannah and with the Farm Sim guy, which no doubt will come sometime in the new year when we're a little bit more available to be able to do that. Dario, kind regards from Switzerland. Good morning, Dario. Welcome along. Marky filling in for Yoss. Is this Minecraft? Well, Yoss will come in with some smart comment like that if you can make it. Ethan, good morning, hello. Logstar Gaming, how are you, buddy? Welcome. Fisher J, by the way, there. Anna, Indiana does not have an animal. Is that right? It's going to be fun for trying to buy some pigs soon, isn't it? I'm sure we'll be able to figure that out. Right, so, for those of you who aren't familiar with Elk Mountain, this is our own little gold mine that we set up. Came down and did some prospecting. We've got our little stream sluice over the road here, over the stream. We came down and dug a few test pits, ran some gold through the sluice, and managed to get some out, which validated our choice to come and do some mining here. So, with that, we came down, cleared this area out, dug our settling ponds and things like that, and we've had our own mine plant put in here. So we had the ramp so we can auto drive up to here, and we finally got the auto drive working properly too. That was a bit of an issue, but thanks to Heavy Metal Gaming we managed to figure out what our issue was there. Got the barriers put in, we've got a whole lot of gravel over here which needs to be processed and got rid of at some stage. I have played around the FS Miner. Obviously a lot of my equipment is FS Miner's equipment, but just I've played around with some of these kind of tools. I really wanted to use this, but they don't actually take sand or the gravel that I've got. So it looks like we might have to go back to just using the Finlay, T-Rex Finlay that we've got set up elsewhere. It's Kleeman Mobile Cat Crusher. A few different options I thought we'd try and do a bit of a variety, but none of them worked out. And that's one of the things with this series. I spent a lot of time, not even recording, just spent a lot of time playing around and familiarising myself with the equipment before we could even go mining. That also added to how long things took to do. Hey Scooter, how are you? Good morning, mate. Welcome along. Completely not ready at all for it, to be honest. Completely not ready. So in fact, it's a week today for us. It's already the 18th, already Sunday morning. So it's time next week. Santa would have been. Ah, Scott, how are you, buddy? Great to see you. Looks like I have a severe dandruff. I know. Now we do have a couple of rocks. Now I've managed to bury that one. I had to do a little bit of landscaping to get that one hidden. Some people said you could use EasyDev to delete objects with the old, like, the equivalent of an object hider, but in my look through it, the closest I could find was to delete objects. I don't think. No option when I had the controls up or anything like that to be able to hide that rock. So I think that delete objects is just for things like hay bales or things that you own, like a log and that sort of thing. Need an FS22 island for me, somewhere to just go and hide on. So here is our mining equipment. Now obviously there's a lot's changed in the farm sim landscape since we did this. Obviously we've got the lever excavator 980, but with obviously the platinum expansion, things like Volvo and that. So interesting to see if anyone does ever try and bring a big truck like this, like a big Volvo tipper like that, through to console. Would be pretty cool, or even just on some mod hub. We'll go in, and I'm going to have to do a couple of setting changes because I realised I haven't set up my Terra farm properly. Let's go and jump in here. We'll load some good dirt. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well, Ethan. Hope you have a good one. Now, oh, the other thing I was going to say, we are six subs away from 14,000. I thought it was a pretty cool milestone to hit for Christmas. Have I got the latest version of EasyDev? I think so. I need to set a key for it, do I? Didn't even think to look at that. Delete objects, the set delete. So can I just walk up? Do you reckon I can walk up to that stone and just hit delete if I have that turned on? Don't lie to me. Have that delete objects thing. Delete objects key, delete object on. No disappearing rock. I think because it's built into the map. That's all I can figure out. Go and do it to a random tree. Random tree. Ah, see? Got rid of the tree. But that rock won't work. I'd say it's probably the way the map's made. Transform group to the rock. Something like that. But no option to delete the rock. But there we go, it does work. I wonder if these rocks. Nope. Nope. Oh, that's good to know. You can still do it. Save first. That's a good call. Good call, Scooter. I'm going to turn that off again. Alright. Hey folks, how are you, mate? Good to see you. So, let me remember how I do all of this. Right. Turn the debug mode off. Anyone who wonders, that gets rid of the, see on the front of the bucket? When you put that into the ground, it changes colours to show what it's doing. So it's handy if you're trying to figure out why something might not be working. But, go back into there, we'll turn that off. Those lines. Now, I think for gravel for this, we always need to change our material to be the same as what the input is for your gold mine. So in our case it's dirt, not anything like overburden. There's lots of options in here. I don't know how you dig all of these, but we go dirt. We'll bump our strength up just so it works a little bit faster. And material we paint, that's what you paint afterwards. Oh, sorry, no, that's what we collect. This is the layer you apply afterwards, so it'll make it look like dirt. Depending what we change it to would be so. So that should be pint radius. It's that time of year, Mark. All you've got on your mind. Right. Hello Scott Page, how are you? Welcome along. Now I'm going to be stretched out because I do have the dual joysticks either side we're going to be using for this, so hopefully my muscle memory has retained. The only thing I actually haven't done is, I'll do that now. I don't have my look in a vehicle. Down. Up. Right. Left. Save those so now I can look around while we're using the joysticks. There we go. Right. Now, what else do we need to do? Turn it on. Oh. And we need to change what our discharge is. So at the moment we're terraforming material. We need to lower our discharge. Different options, but we need to stay on materials because we want to be dumping out the dirt. Now we should be able to, there you go. Lower it down. In fact, that strength's probably a little bit too much. And concentration face. Try to get this in the bucket the first time. Oh, just. That poetry. Poetry in motion. Amazing, I always used to think it was fun doing this on a controller. Like just having the sticks and the level of control you had on a controller, but keep that bucket cooled up just longer, I would start tipping out early. But the second I got joysticks and was able to do 2 inputs at once, it was a mind-blowing moment. It was very cool. Now I think, I can't remember how many loads this thing will take. Excavator operators all over cringing at how I'm doing this. But yeah. One track mind. Ah. There we go. Jeremy Freeman, $2 super chat. Argsy rules, love it, mate. Welcome along, dude. Nice to see you. Hope you are having a nice weekend. Appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate you dropping a super chat. So, I should be able to. So I get this. I think this should be our last bucket. Make all of that. Let's just jump out and quickly check how full the truck is. Oh no, it's only 51%. Oh, 51,000, 71%. Make a few more loads here. Yeah, Sniper, I thought we'd, well, the community chose actually. 36% of people wanted to see more of this. When I had 5 options, I thought that's a pretty good sample. Interestingly enough, second closest was doing multiplayer on Silver Run. We've also been cool. Now anyone who says anything about running grass through a gold mine, I realise that. We should be stripping that off, but we're not. Our samples showed there was gold in those top few inches as well, so it was very important to take it all out. Right, there we are. So now I don't have auto drive turned on, but we'll do that now. We'll go for a ride along with the truck and see what happens. Here we are. We will turn that on. It should go straight to dumping. And this is going to be my time between concentrating and catching up with you guys were chatting about. How did the floor go? What are you asking about for Floor Legion? Be a Mark question. Last stream of the year. Well, last Sunday morning stream of the year. Or Saturday afternoon for you fellas. And lasses. So yes. That will be that one. Of course, next Sunday for me will be Christmas Day and the following one will be New Year's Day. And I will be heading out of town from Thursday for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to take the gaming laptop, I'll take camera and mic and controllers and things. I do want to try and do a few little things while we're away, keep some content there. But we'll see how time goes and whether I can set something up to be able to record from. Right, so all on auto drive, and I managed to, thanks to Heavy Metal Gaming suggestion, my issue was, you can see those 2 points you get when you transition from forwards to backwards. Key is to have 2 points really close, so it forces the truck or vehicle to drive all the way to that point. Because sometimes if you have too big a gap, it didn't drive all the way to the point you wanted it to turn on. And that's some pretty precise backing there, look at that, right to the edge of the ramp. Now the only downside with this truck as well is that there's no tip animation on it, or no effects on the gold or dirt or whatever it is tipping at the bottom. There we are. We're going. Now do I have... Stop. So much I can't remember. Production inspector we do. So turn that on production 100. Yes. So there you go, we can see our gold wash plant is the third one down, I think. Yeah, it's got 60,000 litres of dirt in it, so I'm working on it. Lots of trees to harvest on the group server. Oh, there we go. If anyone's looking, go and check that out. What have we got? 3 servers going at the moment, don't we? Elk Mountain group server, which Legion's been taking care of, and I've got the roller coaster up and running. I've got some arable ground too. I see there's some hay and things like that being harvested or made, and lots going on that one. Then Chinook's been running one on Calmston Farm again, with a blast from not so longer past, but something like that. And I think we've still got the Shellbrook one up going too, don't we? Alright, there we are. I'm going to have to adjust this reversing course a little bit somewhere, because we're going to run out of dirt to dig very quickly. In fact, we probably should move the excavator already before it gets any more precarious on the side there. And then you're talking about Mark's pub floor, that's right. I remember seeing a chat about that in Discord. Let's see. We can dust ourselves a little bit here. Get too close to the front of the track. Let's see if we can dump from there. We could also go and, once we've got this one going a little bit, we could go and have a play down in the big gold mine too. Load some trucks down there. We'll see that one's set up a whole lot different because we've got all the conveyors and whatnot going on down there, so if you're interested, go take a look at that. You get 3 days off work, Chinook. Awesome. All the madness of Christmas and people wanting to get from A to B. Armageddon, I hear. That's what happens when you work for an airline. Yeah. And everyone wants to get everywhere. Amazes me actually how many people fly on Christmas Day. I actually think it'd be one of those days where you wouldn't travel. I thought. Not the case. And Shellbrook, yeah. I meant to mention Shellbrook. If I didn't, there's also a multiplayer server on Shellbrook, which is a 4X map and has some arable farming and things like that on it. Keep an eye out for Cletus. I'll smell Cletus before I see him. Legion. Gosh, 6 months off work, Fisher. It's not a bad little period. Trouble for dumping so oh, we're full. I bet you that sets 95%. I can check it, but let's take the chance while he is gone to change our auto drive course. So we just drag some of these backwards. Mouse buttons are doing multiple work here. Yeah, to see, so those are the 2 points where it's important. So hopefully that'll work. Wait and see if I track back how it goes. If that is the case, we will just move ourselves across a little bit. Back up in the background. Going on Monday to board over the tops of the temporary measurement tool again. Finally, she's travelling from what? The year now, for the rest of the year now. You're done travelling, Legion? You're home? You're home, you got a few weeks at home? That's awesome, man. Make the most of it. I have got 3 more days of work this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we're shutting the office. No doubt we'll shut early on Wednesday. Wednesday I'll just do a bit of a body desk, office and paper kind of day. But yeah, we're doing Wednesday with shut things up, and Thursday I'll be heading away. There we are. So we can pretty much, if you watch the gold wash plant, pretty much in the time it takes us to load a truck, it runs through 60,000 litres of gold. So it works out pretty well timing wise. Let's just see if our course is now going to work for the truck. That was the unfortunate part about this. So ideally we would have a loop in here. Maybe we can flatten enough off, bring the trucks down at some stage, and they can turn around in the back there. Reversing's not quite ideal. Beth finished travelling for the year but not work. That has now been relegated to once kids go to bed. The work part of it, that's a shame. Paperwork, is it, Legion? Yeah, that reverse course worked, didn't it? Worked pretty well. Question now is, can I reach from there? Now the hard thing I always find with these excavators is finding a good angle to look at it from. The good thing with these, I do enjoy, the way if you want to set them up, is that the camera's stationary. Unlike a tractor or something like that, which has a fixed camera angle. You can sit in one spot, and I find it's less it's easier, less disorientating. It's pretty good. Working on a commissioning schedule. How long does that sort of take you to do? Interesting project we're working on at the moment is upgrading a school boarding hostel, the accommodation, doing some fire upgrades on it because it was an old building that was moved onto the site 50 years ago and it was woefully inadequate with its fire safety protection. But it's a rural school, so there was no opportunity to put sprinklers in, and they're actually planning on, oh look at that, branch fell down there, it's going to be annoying. They're looking to rebuild the hostels in the next 5 or so years, so it's kind of as near as reasonable, what we call as near as reasonably practical. So no sprinklers, but we're doing lots of fire separations, but we've got till basically the end of January and students return to school to have it all finished. So, and we only started construction 2 weeks ago when they left school. and we actually only started doing any work on the project about 3 months ago. Now let's see if I can do this. Turn project off verified, but let's see if we can move this branch out of here. Oh, I can't go any lower than that. It's Piclonus. Alright, like we might have to go in there manually and do this. Use that delete object thing to get rid of it. It's got a good hold though, isn't it? Hey Joan, how are you, mate? Good to see you, good evening. Or good morning as the case may be for us. Takes very little for the core, but it's making it work within the required timeline and still be realistic to actually achieve stacking the tasks. Which is not great. Oh, what's happening over there? Well, the plant's out of dirt, but our truck seems to have stopped. Vacation started and there's just a few more days until takeoff. Nice, man. Ah, of course you're off to Canada, aren't you? Deliberately erroneous. What's happened here? It's a new one. Haven't had that issue before. A collision or something of some sort. Strange. Right, we'll let that tip and then we can turn that back on. Look at that, we've got a... Yeah, we'll turn this back on and let the drive up and then we might move some of that concentrate out of the way. And we haven't got a trailer up here we could load it into. Always blame the architects. Fair enough. It's always our fault. Code schedule maybe 1 to 2 weeks fully developed, but it only goes to after the first week. I was shared an article this week that came out of the UK actually about architects and how all they do is create expensive things that nobody wants and it costs 3 times as much. And about how it takes us as long to learn, well actually 2 years longer to become an architect than it does to become a doctor. So for 5 years a doctor can learn how to perform heart surgery, we are still learning how to design buildings. They actually decided it only takes 6 months to learn how to design and draw buildings, and it's the other 6.5 years is to understand the best way to fleece your clients out of money. It's obviously a woefully inaccurate, inaccurate statement, but I thought it was quite interesting, quite funny. And it's the hard part about being an architect, is actually trying to justify your service to someone. What do you do different to a draftsman? What do you provide that a draftsman doesn't? Well, a draftsman, you'll take your plans to him and he'll draw it, or they will draw it. Whereas we'll consider a whole lot more than what a draftsman would. The number of times a client has come to me with an idea and we end up with something completely different because they just hadn't thought about it. It's crazy, and it's also the kind of a highlight of the job when you can give a solution to someone and they come away and you see it built. Right, there we go. It's all out of the way now. Leave that part there. Mr. Crofter, Mary Crimbo, Argsy, and chat. Thank you very much, mate. That is a very generous £10 super chat. Thank you to you for your support across the year, mate. It's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure. Just in general pleasure. helping you out with your logo and just chatting and Discord messages and all those kind of things. Fun. Great to get to know so many different people around the world and different parts of the community and different walks of life. Means we can chat about things like we are. Right, there's a tree there. Nice. Right, let's get going. Do some more digging. Oh, needs to be terraform. Sorry, I did see who asked. Jeremy asked, is this FS Miners Terraform? It is FS Miners Terraform, so I'm looking forward to SCF getting back to doing his updated version. This was version 4 by FS Miner. So hopefully there will be an update, I don't know, sometime. In fact, think about it, it's only just, is it just under a year? It was January, I think we first learnt about Terraform, wasn't it? SG first started using it on Greystone, and we all started talking about how this amazing amazing mod was coming out. It's crazy when you think about what we've had over a year, course of a year. In that sense, makes me wonder what other things that people are working on out there that haven't seen the light of day yet. Pretty cool. Now, before I go too much further, I'm just going to jump into the truck, change a setting, because it was driving off. Not full. A bit silly. So we need to bump that right up, so we'll go to 99. That's the, if you hover over. Like that. But if you hover over that, that is, after unloading, directly go to deliver at this fill level. So it was set to 85. Once it was 85% full, it would go to the sell or go to the dump, effectively, which is why we're only getting the full, or not a completely full truck. Now, should get to the point where we have half a bucket of dirt left to put into it. Architects are to blame for everything. Yeah. Climate change, global warming, world hunger, war in Ukraine, just blamed all on us. I think we shot JR too. Not to mention that travesty that happened in Wyoming. I was pleased. I was pleased to see everyone enjoyed the little cameo, the little Argsy cameo there. Nice to be able to contribute to FSG's project. There we are. Cool. Why does it take so long to draw a building? Calculation takes a long time. It's actually interesting. So some of the software, and like, I don't know, has anyone been following the AI art saga that's been appearing in the last few weeks? So if you haven't, I haven't followed it closely, but the general gist of it is that there's a lot of AI art being created using original art pieces by other artists, and there's no credit or anything like that provided. So there's some sites which are openly hosting this AI art without the credit, so the artists are getting up in arms about that. And then there's other sites and organisations which have just blanket banned it. So there was an Art Station, I think, which is owned by Epic Games of all people. But there was artists were just flooding this with this AI with the red circle and the line through it. And so their homepage at one stage just about was covered in these. All these artists were submitting this piece of artwork. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see how that is. But where I'm going with that is with the AI is there's actually a whole lot of like a lot of the drawing software now you can do I'm trying to think of the word for it. Basically, you plug in a whole lot of parameters and it will generate a whole lot of different designs. And then you can go through and pick one and start doing your building design. I've never got into it, but I know some architects locally have. It's quite funny. Not funny, but it's just quite amazing how the technology can work now. Thank you, Legion. Yes, so it was, there you go. It's not FS Miner's creation, it was still SCF mods, but FS Miner was testing it and had permission to release it, but not release it on GitHub. So there you go. Thank you for that clarification, appreciate it. Hey Daryl, how are you? Just popped in. Are you using Thrustmasters? I am. I can show you them, but there you go. My right hand, and likewise on the left hand. Shouldn't get a tough week. What were you tired week? 6 days, all day shift and 10 hours. Glad I now have 3 days off. I was covering for someone who went on leave. You're very generous, man. But yeah, I can imagine that would be a tough week at this time of year. I don't know what it's been like in Auckland, but yesterday and today average grey, drizzly, wet. Not very nice. So that's one positive. At least you're missing out on, well, nothing really. From a weather perspective. Right. You may have added a plant to it, but it is not his. Yeah, there we go. Very important to get that clear. I don't want to not give credit where credit's due. Is Vision 5 not supposed to be coming soon from the original creator? He did mention it. I know if anyone remembers the sort of original release of Terra Farm it was actually going to come out for 19, but real life got in the way, as it often does, and slowed down development. And then obviously 22 came out and it got released there. So I dare say it's probably a very similar situation happening again with, wasn't a very good dig. With the other work. I imagine the creators probably just got caught up doing real life stuff. Use the Volvo loader to create a pile of dirt in that spot so you don't need to keep moving the dump truck. I could, Ian, that would be an option. Could use the bulldozers and make a whole lot of space as well. I was trying to do this one, like, you know, I used to, haven't watched much of it lately, but I used to watch so much of Gold Rush. I was trying to do how they do it, but without the loop, making it a bit hard. But we could look at other ways to do it. One thing I do like with these is it's actually quite easy to dig in cab view. One of the few pieces of equipment I've found is manageable in doing in cab. To figure out your button, remember what does what. And depth perception is the hard part, there we go. Bearings right with changing direction. Real digger driver now, aren't I? Let's be full. So you reckon we go get the Volvo wheel loader? I mean, we could create, we can dig out. How far does our land go? I was looking at this, it goes back even further than I thought. So we are right, anyone who wonders, we're right up there, but see how far our land goes back in. Oh, I've got that annoying bug which I can't stop, where the joystick scrolls the map. Is it? Yeah. That's where we're sitting, right up in here, and we're right on the edge of the back of our land, but we go all the way across here. Can't actually dig much further through where we are. I hadn't actually noticed that he's got the field over the top, so you can actually see where I've cleared. Pretty cool. That would be another way to do it, wouldn't it? We could bring the trucks in and just do a loop around here, and have a pile of dirt to take off. Lots of different ways we could have done it. Hey Ravi, how are you? I am well, thank you. I live in the dream. Looking forward to some time off. 3 more days of work, counting down the days. Been wet, 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 and wet. Oh, did you say wet? Nice. Yes. Oh, so that's one positive, isn't it? When you work in, don't mind if you miss out on nothing because it's wet. Like we've got dumped. Yep, perfect. What happened last time? Who's tried John's new slurry pit pump? I haven't tried it yet, Crofter, but they will certainly be making an appearance on Chili Whack. I'm looking forward to getting into that. That's something I want to try and spend some time doing while we're on holiday. Playing that map and getting more of the series up and going. Take the trees out on the hill. I could do that, Ian. Could do that. Maybe that would be something we can do in a video if I get back into doing a video. I was trying to simplify my recorded series because I like to try and keep them going over and over. So what I was actually going to do with Chili Whack was focus on that, possibly put out a couple of episodes a week, and then be stuck with something, well not stuck, but then have something different to live stream and something for the 2 different streams, and then obviously have the FS series with FSG. So we'll see where we end up. Lots of time spent this holidays considering what we should be doing. And there might be some posts on YouTube or Discord and then asking for input from you lot. Anyone's interested in sharing ideas or giving me feedback on my ideas, or even more appropriate. Change my view to 90 for the in-cab views. What is my view set? I thought I had it set quite high already. I can't change it here, can I? Well, it's the one I have to do before I load in, isn't it? What do I have? Volvo Excavator Rock Breaker. Yeah. Is that for with the rock breaking for the Platinum expansion? I haven't seen that. What am I making? Gold, yes. Thanks, Ian. Yep, we're gold mining. It's a bit funny because we dig dirt for gold, but that's just how the gold wash plants are set up. So that's what we have to do. Could use the telescopic Hitachi to cover a bigger area and go deeper as well. Yeah, you love that telescopic Hitachi, don't you? I've got that actually in here. played around with it, Mark. I've just never managed to really get the proper hang of it like I have one of these excavators. Just having that one extra input. That thing's a bit more, not challenging, but... There's an air conveyor next to the telex crushers you could also use. Yeah, I could do that. I could load into actually the that'd be quite a fun one to use. The tracked conveyor. Which wouldn't be inappropriate, would it? Just thinking about how they how Parker Schnubble does his mining. You're talking, oops, let's go to here. You are talking about... These marks attached. Where is it? That one there, the track belt. The only thing with this one is I don't think it has a big extension on it. Let's have a look. Shall we have to play around? Let's try a different technique. $4 fuel costs I must have. Courseplay set to auto drive set to buy fuel. So if we just oops. What am I doing? Too many buttons and I can't remember which one I want to press. Have a look. Alright. Sure you won't mind the noise as Mrs. Argsy's making a smoothie. Yeah, that should be able to, if it's a small dump, I'm trying to dump into that. Let's go and find the truck and we'll change up the auto drive a little bit. Oh, through console command. Oh, I don't have that enabled. I'm using my Giants version of the game rather than my Steam one, and I haven't actually put the console commands on, I don't think. Oh, maybe I can use... Is that a... It's... I wanted to go player... The player field of view? No. Is it just field of view? Oh. I know what you mean. Yeah. Of course I can. That's how I do my screenshots. What is it? Camera. $90, you think? So that'd be good actually, because you can just set that in the piece of equipment you're in, isn't it? Right, let's stop this truck here because I want to change this course. Back into. What do we reckon? That looks like it could be in about the right spot. Right, settings here. Go to board. Carry the line around. Back to... There, looks good. Not sure if it's going to make that turn. We'll find out in just a minute. That's a pretty tight lefty there. Snap that one in front of us. Go on. Yeah. So, add a label to that. I'm going to call that gold 2 truck load 2. Go, yeah. Now, back up. Let's see if we can get to that point. Back on so we can see it. Hopefully it's going to race in here. We can adjust where the conveyor is. But Hello Anthony, how you doing? Apologies if I ignored you at all. We'll try that, if we can move the conveyor a little bit. And then if we can get the excavator to reach. Of course we can move the excavator a little bit more too. Right. Let's see how this works. Turn off our auto drive. Boom. So what did you reckon? 90. Was that for... See, I must be at 90 already because that's what it defaulted to. Yeah. So I've already... That's my default. You, field of view. So, I might just try and do. Okay. There we go now. See how well I can get this tipped in here. It's going to be the next challenge. I need to turn the conveyor on, or does it just tip straight on? Doing anything? I have a feeling I might have to turn it on. Must have a massive capacity, is it? Being FS minus stuff, and does. Obviously can't quite be in the trigger for the truck. Turn on belt. That'll do. Do it. There we go. Right. Perfect. Look at that. Now the proof will be in when we come to leave again. Hey Bomado, how are you? Welcome along. Need to turn it on. I was talking to it nicely though, Mark. Bought it dinner. Hey, it's Farmer Taz. How are you, mate? You bring chaos and confusion. Not at all. How are you, man? Been a wee while. Must be all finished football season. How are you enjoying the World Cup? I wonder if there's a way I can have only active productions on that. That little bit of info there. I like this idea, Ian, especially if the truck is... I was going to say we could have two trucks running, but our limitation is the bridge and the one-way course I've got set up. Won't work quite as well as some of the others. It's down at the other line. It will mean I could actually keep loading, couldn't I? It's the other positive, because it has such a big capacity in that conveyor. I could just keep on dumping dirt in it. Yeah, I've been keeping tabs. I haven't been able to watch them all, but I've been keeping tabs on Farmer Taz's Wilhelmina series. That was based on your challenge you set, wasn't it? Legion. Very cool. Well, this is actually, if I think about it, this is going to greatly improve our efficiencies because we can keep doing this. Oh no, we can't. It doesn't turn off. No. Alright, that's an issue. But I have it to unload here. That's a problem. Morning, Corpnut, how are you? I think you cut so many trees that broke the game. Tim, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm pleased you could pop in to say hi. Don't know if I had a chance to catch you again before Christmas, mate. So, you're not here for long. I'll wish you and your family a very merry one. Have a safe and happy new year. We won't be able to stream, probably. Again, we'll see how we go. Obviously it's holidays. I'm not working, so there could be a chance. Unlikely. Apartment is awesome in setting up your new PC desk. Nice. Right, so that's going to be a little bit of an annoyance, isn't it? It's just going to keep unloading. Get off over there. Keep a closer eye on it this time. Kicking pretty big for us, so being very busy trying to keep up but unable. Oh, I'm pleased to hear things are going well for you, Tim. And then we've got the collision, which it's not going to want to drive under now. It's not one thing, it's another. So, do I have collision detection turned on or off? Where am I looking? Global setting. No collision detection. That's going to do it. No. Why did it drive in under it fine before? Sorry. I started doing that with controller, not joystick. Well, our boys actually made a realisation that perhaps Santa isn't who people make him out to be this week, which was interesting. I'd figured out the Easter Bunny a long time ago, but Santa was a recent realisation. Yes, indeed. They'll play along for the sake of others. Gosh, too many controls now. The joysticks and the controller. Jump from one to the other. It is. It's a fun part of the year, isn't it? Thank you, Taz. have me as a full-time tester. I didn't have time to do my own things. You don't take me on testing. Me and auto drive, it's kind of a fake it till you make it moment. Now I'm getting myself all disorientated by doing this from this angle. Yeah, very much a fake it till you make it type thing. The Hitachi might be alright now running joy joysticks. Could be. Just have to get my head around how to extend the boom the best way possible. How much gold have we got out of this plant? Let's go down and have a look actually. It's probably a whole lot of concentrate. Maybe we could go and grab a trailer and come down and pick some up. Get down as they've got into the wash plant. Or the washroom. Yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying that it doesn't just go on a trigger, it just starts unloading. That'll make it not work too well. Send us the official original speak up. Yeah. Oh, 2, 4. Oh, we got a decent amount here. It's going everywhere. That is the one downside to this wash plant. What I had to do to install it, get it to work, is the spawn trigger didn't quite work the way it should. Oh. Oh, don't push that all over. That one's through the floor. So the issue is this wash plant needs actually to go underground quite a distance to work, and that made it very hard to get everything to line up. And the reason is it's got that water plane across the back edge of it for the sluice runs. Do this a little bit different. Hey Steve, how are you? Rusty Money Gaming, our now retired police officer, our favourite retired police officer. How are you, mate? How are things going in the new role? Congratulations on, well, congratulations on your retirement from the force, firstly. And how was the new job? Congratulations on the new one. I did see you comment in Discord. It's been a bit of an information overload. Right, we're just going to do a 360 here. Never driven a good steer, but that's the one thing I'd love to try and do if I ever got on one, is just sit there and do the old 360. I did see that photo of that case dealership on fire, Mark. We talked mentioning that to Rusty, but yeah, on Nephews Cheese Discord. Like a pretty involved fire, that's for sure. These pallets are probably the least friendly load I've come across in 22. Considering the pallet dynamics, they are a little bit problematic. A bit floaty, slidey, the other. Sticky. maybe. Hey, Model House, how are you? He was only there a day and he was setting the place on fire. So we can use this pallet to get another one out of the ground. No, I reckon that's well and truly stuck. Well, I concentrate 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. We count this to stuck pallet. Anyone got any suggestions for extracting a stuck pallet from below the ground? Keep going till it pops out. Auto load trailer will probably pick it. I don't think super strength is going to save me there either, is it? Yes. And in fact, I probably don't even have a functioning version of super strength on here. I don't know if the one I've got on here has ever been updated. Give it a try. Oh, I can pick up. Okay. Oh, can't even pick it up. Wants me to pick it up. Might be a case of magic delete button. But I still have that turned on. Look. Turn that off. Then spawn another. We'll spawn a replacement. Do that. Add pallets. Comes under here. For everything, I'm a gold bars. It must be in somewhere. Concentrate. There you go. It is back. Nothing to see here. Alright, let's go for a drive. We'll head up and grab. In fact, we could have auto drive. Probably ourselves. Alright. Sat in your bum for too long in 22 years. Maybe I should go and get a job in that sort of role. Skid steers are fun to drive for the wheeled ones. Flip to it, do they? Is that with the change in direction? Is it just because they're a narrow wheelbase? So I'm just going to have a quick little look-see. That's while we're currently in. Five subs away from 14,000 subs. Now it will happen before Christmas, I can guarantee that. Now we sit at about 5 to 10 new subs a day. But it'd be very cool to do it in the next hour. So check your sub. If you're watching and you're not a sub, you could be number 14,000. No prizes other than this knowledge that you were that person. Short wheelbase, not narrow. Pardon? What are you going to? Right. Oh, last time anyone was up here at the mine, there was a massive fire and all sorts of chaos breaking loose. Fortunately, it was an alternative reality. And my version of Wyoming is much more calm and placid than what's been seen elsewhere. Alright, start over here. Oh, drop that off. Get rid of the thunder. And we'll go and grab some concentrate. How are you, Hunter? Hope you are having a nice weekend. Thank you very much for joining in. Great to have you here. Still think this is one of the most beautiful maps, well-crafted maps that's been released so far. Nice to get in here and play it. Always something to look at. And great use of the trees too. There's lots of varieties though. Get all the different trees in different spots. Sometimes they just have too much of the same on maps. I have one criticism for them. I love Wyoming. Worked in the natural gas fields there for years. I don't know if anyone saw the article about like the there's a comment about hunters and things like that and land access rights. Very interesting. I don't know, Ian. We'll have to go back and have a look at that mine. I don't know if there is or not. Honestly, I hadn't opened this game save up for 6 weeks probably. I logged in to do a screenshot. So I am in the same process of remembering where things are. I've actually downloaded, I've got a whole lot of lights and things like that. I was going to put some floodlights and things, and I want to get that gravel all cleared out, gone. I was working on a setup for that, so get that done at some stage. Like that, out there. For now, there'll be a whole lot of tailings. How much tailings have we got? 56,000 litres of tailings to go. Why can't I hop in there? Weird. Got 18 inches of snow, Hunter. What part of the world are you in? Oh, it's been snowing a lot in different areas. Alright, we'll get these all loaded up and we'll head on up to the washroom. Concentration face, I can feel it. you take it to Wellington? Is it still in the bag? Right. Last where you worked in Wyoming was minus 40. And shut anything off. It'd freeze solid pretty quick, wouldn't it? Gosh. I still can't comprehend living in places, and it always amazes me, all these big cities that, like, you know, the whole of Canada. Oops. But even places like New York and Boston and Chicago, and all those places get lots of, you know, get snow and get cold, and, you know, kind of like, we might get, you know, it might be one, I don't know, we might get, oh, we got 5 degrees, you know, we get freezing overnight. We get frosts and things like that, but certainly don't have those kind of ridiculously day on day cold weather. Couldn't imagine living in that kind of climate. And it's amazing so many people choose to. Alright, last one. Hopefully they slip and slide their way around. That's exactly what 2 tons of dirt would do. Alright, not the prettiest, but it is on. Take that. Drop it down. Delivered. Say Merry Christmas to everyone.
Huh. Merry Christmas, Argsy fans.
Go away. That's why you're not allowed to hijack it very often. Go. Did it really snow once in Auckland? I don't believe you. Thank you, team. I'll relay your messages back to him now that his attention has been diverted elsewhere. Food, I think. Oh, tank slapper. Saved it. Right. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Rusty. Corknut. They are either today or tomorrow morning heading away. I'll catch up with them in a few days after I finish work. They are heading off to my parents' house up at the lake, where we often go. They're going to have a few days there before we carry on up to where we're having Christmas, which was with my wife's family, with my wife's father and stepmom. I think they're quite looking forward to getting out of the house and going somewhere different, because we haven't done it much this year. Right, so first step in the process is unload here on this shed. Concentrate washed and turned into gold. I think the forklift will be over here. We'll go down and have a look, and I think we'll go and see if there is any concentrate down at this mine. I don't know if there is. Look at that. It's just nice to look at. It really is. I'll unload a few on this side first. Rusty, have you finished your Toys for Tots for the year, or is that still That's still going. Are you on moved from collection phase to distribution phase, or what's the next step in the program? Funny, just watched some DVR Gold Rush last night. How am I doing? Am I living up to the standards of Gold Rush? Probably not enough bad language. Haven't lost my brag at anyone yet. I used to watch those religiously, but I haven't watched them for a wee while. I'm behind on who's doing what now. I'm not Parker. It infuriates me, but at the same time I admire him for what he did as a young guy. Took some guts to get up and do what he did. Certainly not into making friends. The thing that always, I know it's always for TV, the thing that always gets me is the drama they make it. Like, oh, we don't have water rights, so we can't work on that bit of mine. Well, surely you knew that. Like, stop making it dramatic for TV. Oh, we forgot to apply for our permits. No, you didn't. You haven't been doing this for years and then forgot to apply for your permits. Trump joke. He was in New Zealand looking at mines. Was he? There was actually a mine for sale earlier this year, or a gosh, what do you call them? Dredge. Like what old Tony Beats used. We've got two big gold mines here, and you can still kind of like this one, big open cast mines. They tried to mine for platinum around where we are. They also drilled for oil. Not far from here too. Right. That's that done. Let's go down and have a look at the other wash plant. Let's see if there's anything down there. $50,000th ounce of gold in 12 years. That's pretty impressive. That's it. Impressive. Have I played Gold Rush? No, I haven't, Mark. I've always thought about playing it. Honestly, this and then just playing casual games with my mates, it consumes most of my time. We do. Alright, well, there we are. Ian, that answers your question. We do have some gold down here. This is the fun mine. This is the really well automated one. In fact, what we might do, we might get some get that concentrate moved, then we might go and have a little bit of a play down here. In fact, can I turn these on? Ooh. No collision. I've taken a lot of dirt. This used to all be up this high. Taken a bit of dirt out of here. Interesting to know how many thousands of litres there's been. That one on. Done. Okay. Attach that. Move this one around independently. There we go. The big bucket loader, that's fun to use too. Quite possibly the dirtiest pieces of equipment I've ever had at Farming Simulator, by the way. There we go. Oh, we'll let them run for a little bit. Let's just tab through and find something up top. We'll grab the loader. Pull the forklift and we'll go get them moved. Hello Peter Tatum, how are you? Gold mining's better than farm sim, is it? Hey Thomas, good morning. Like all the host connections, breakdowns and stuff that Gold Rush has in the game. Ah, interesting. That's something that really would add to farm sim, having those kind of things. His grandfather was a very cool man, very humble, very down to earth. Admired him. I actually should do a series on there. Should I, Mark? What was one I was... It was a different game I was thinking of doing something on. I don't know what it was now. How many tailings have we got at this wash plant? Oh, not many. Obviously can't have any because it's not showing it on the list at all. You have to love Tony's fam. Tony's a hard case. Tony is a hard case. Drives a hard bargain. I don't think you could pick a family with 3 more different children though, could you? Oh, in fact that truck might be the dirtiest piece of equipment we've got. There's a guy in Wyoming who reports dirty machinery to the mob. Watch out for him. Sounds like a weirdo to me. Don't get stuck. Do get stuck. I don't mind. And wasted police time. I think he was very helpful. I reckon there's some clues in that RV. Or else they didn't spend more time looking at it. And that was a very real concern that the sheep might get hit. So FSG gave me a few things to say, but the sheep part was completely unscripted. That was just me being me. Ah! Pallets. Oh, I'm going to be able to get this one off anymore. You would have no idea how many times I was loading these pallets while I was recording this series, and I would just get 3 or 4 on there nice and neatly, and then something like this would happen, and so there'd be a jump cut from I'm going to load the gold to here we are back up at the gold room with a load of gold on the back. Doesn't look anything like it did when I started loading it. I wonder how many times he didn't want to do what he did, and talking about Tony Beat, and the production crew said, "Nah, Tony, you need to be a hard ass here." The other one that always got me was the eternal battler that never really did anything, was old Todd Hoffman. He could not find gold if it was made as a band and put around his finger. I think he'd still managed to not find it. Admire his perseverance, but oh my goodness. I see said Pat go backhand as your friend, and I can imagine that, Daryl. Your ex-wife's near Elk Mountain. Is she? Buried where the trees are burnt. She's probably responsible for all the issues. So I sowed some seeds in the last episode, Tim. I actually basically wrote that as a comment, and we were chatting about it. And he was like, "Nice way to write yourself into the story." But we talked about it a number of times. I'd actually sent FSG, he was going to try and write more into it, and he had the logos for this series. He was going to try and do something. At one stage I was going to be disposing of a body up in somewhere in the gravel mine, but as things played out, wasn't needed. Hey Nismo, good morning, and I am so sorry to hear that, mate. That is, it's not good to happen at any time, but certainly at this time of the year, so sorry for that, mate. Love to hate Todd, yeah, indeed. You're waiting for me to take off in the helicopter. I'll save the day. Ah. Where did you come from? Why am I not able to put into vehicles now? Weird. Is it? I wonder if it's that delete vehicle thing. Delete object. Delete. Going to swimming lessons, mate? Fun.
Merry Christmas, guys.
They all said Merry Christmas to you before.
Thanks.
I'll see you later on. Have you got your reading? They're there with you. Alright. Babe. Are you coming home? My shadow here. Oh yes, you can too now.
Merry Christmas.
What are you standing on? Here you go.
Merry Christmas.
There you go. Got it from both of them now. It does sound a bit chunky, doesn't it? Alright. Oh, we're gonna push that one off. Honestly, we're gonna hand carry these in a minute. It's not gonna be quite as fast. We'll just back the trailer and run them. Hi, baby Argsy. Okay. What? Don't do that. When will my son start playing Farm Sim? Too busy doing Minecraft and FIFA. That's their jam. I've tried playing once with them. And it was a disaster, but he ended up spending more time driving things through trying to crash and be silly than actually doing it properly, so that's fine, that's how you want to do it. I've gone. Sorry, Nismo, you missed your chance. I'd love to get them a little motorbike. Challenging game for the younger generation. He managed to get a combine halfway around a field, and then he lost interest. So I thought, you do that, I'll go and bale the straw and run the grain cart and do those kind of things. And yeah, he got halfway around it, and next thing he's driving a fast track or something halfway across the map. He's like, Dad, look at this. And he was trying to crash into the traffic, and it was funny. He enjoyed it. Enjoy Corp Nut. Homemade chili. Can't get into Minecraft. I can't get into Minecraft either, Rusty. My friends had a server and they wanted me to play on. Honestly, I tried about twice and it just, my attention span just, I don't know what it was about it, whether it's the graphics or, I don't know. But I hear you. Alright, there we are, that is all done. So we've got 15,000 litres of concentrate. We're making more gold. These ones picked up 1,000 litres of gold. We've made more than Parker has in 10 minutes than he has in his entire lifetime, 12 years. Come on, forward. We'll just drive this over. Go. Alright. Gold. Need to get him a bike. I support this decision. They grow out of them too quickly though at this age. Well, you know it, you've got an 80cc and then you need to get a 150 or 125 or something like that and it gets bigger and just doesn't make sense. Right, bring that off and leave it there. Get on down into the pit. See what's happening. You hate this part, the loading the pallets, yeah. Use an auto-load trailer or something, no. He likes Vifas to get him sub-butio. What is that? Familiar with that one, Mark. Alright, just gonna see what's happening there. More concentrate, so we must have hit a... Oh yeah, I can see the tracks. Yep, we've hit a truck up here. Good. It's not the ones out of dirt, is it? Fix that. Let's fix the dirt issue. Oh, can I not? What's going on with... Okay. Now I could... It's not out of dirt, is it? Just... Oh, it's not quite in the trigger. That's the problem. The other one must have been slightly forward. Up again. Okay. Tim, you take care as well, mate. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year, and forward, if I don't catch you again this year, to catching you in 2023, and I hope it is a peaceful one for you. Now, is it Z to open the... I knew that was going to do funny things. The funny things to the conveyor, but it's still picking up dirt. That's the important part. Super matte. You can jump in here. Make sure I've got this set up correctly. Not on that one there. So we chat to dirt. Well, painting to. Alright. Flat in. Go easy, straight into it. This one does chew. I don't know whether it's the dirt or what it is, but it chews frame rate. You need to be careful with the dozer. The number of times I've pushed the dozer off the edge of that, it goes tumbling and makes a mess. Or like that. Was I just saying? Okay, nothing to see here. The vehicle is back where it's meant to be. Used to love coming down into this one as well and just pushing dirt around, watching the trucks come and go. It was a pretty good cycle actually. We could get one full as the other one got back down here, so keep an eye on where it is. It was pretty much the perfect time with those conveyors. They're not the fastest loading things, but it worked out pretty much perfectly. Love to know if anyone has managed to mine this out. It would be impressive. A lot of ground. A lot of ground, a lot of gold. Truck full. Yep. Where's the other one? There it is, coming down the road. Not too far different. I guess my question for you all is, would you like to see me carrying on doing more here? I know it was a well enjoyed series. We didn't actually spend a huge amount of time here, we got to 16 episodes, but I guess if I was going to carry on doing it, what would you like to see done as well? Because I mean, this, as fun as it can be, would get a bit repetitive on a series. So what more would you like to see? Go back over to the gravel mine a little bit more, do some more logging and forestry. We haven't been down and loaded the truck for a while. I've actually got a new way of loading the train. New way of loading the train. So maybe actually it'd be kind of fun with some of the new Silver Run equipment, some of the Platinum DLC equipment like the yarders and that, get in and do some different forestry on this map now. Might be something we could do. And I guess my other question is if there's a do you like seeing, everyone's different, but if someone's doing a series on something, do you like seeing it over and over, like, you know, every week there's something, or do you just enjoy having a variety and you don't know when something's going to come out? One week it could be some mining, the other week it could be cattle farming, another week it could be a large scale auto drive combining or something like that. I don't know. Always looking for feedback on what people enjoy and want to see more of. Random? You like Random Thomas? That's cool. Good to know. Hey Olaf, how are you? Good to see you, mate. Nice that you could make it to a stream. Mixture of tasks on a map is good. Almost likes Brandon. Ian says yes, 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 more please. Expand the mine and maybe start producing cement or similar products. There are some mods around. That's a good idea, David. We could use the gravel and things like that to make some cement or get into those other things. I did think about getting into the oil production game as well. I think FSG's done a good job of that with intertwining that into his storyline. So maybe we can, yeah, like you say, maybe find something different. Alright, well, I'll take that all on board. You always felt random is better, but great question. See, I was always like the opposite. If I was invested in a series by a creator, I like to see it progress. But you know, you see some people, they'll do 3 episodes on one series a week, or they'll just focus on playing one map and that, and you know, make some huge progress on it. So I was just curious as to what people enjoy. Because I'm not going to lie, I feel, and I don't know if others feel the same way, I feel like FS22's had a different path with content creation than 19. And I don't know why that is. Different equipment or trade up is a good idea, especially maybe equipment that people don't see as much. You want different stuff throughout the week with a different series played weekly. So you'd have one episode of something one week and it would always, like, I mean, you know, Hannah, Indiana, like, or whatever FSG and I are doing as a multiplayer is always going to be the same day. We might skip the odd one or miss the odd one just because of our commitments and being able to make time for it, but it's always the same day. I'll take that all on board. See what we can do. One thing I need to get better at, smarter at, is editing. I don't mind sitting here playing this for a couple of hours. Although playing for a couple of hours doing what we've done today, which is kind of just jumping around, and playing for a couple of hours when you've got an end product in mind, is a whole lot different too. In saying that, what we've done today, there's probably no reason we couldn't have condensed this down into an episode, I suppose. I kind of feel like all I'm doing at the moment is pushing dirt sideways, rather. Down. Oh, that's pushed out a little bit. Sam, you love the series, definitely should start again. Okay. Well, it seemed, I certainly got the impression that a number of people who were interested in seeing this, that there was a enjoyment for it. I was actually quite surprised. I thought it might have been, Griffin, Indiana. It's the more popular one. That was certainly where I was shaping up to head. Got lots of straw bales to go and load on that. Alright, here we go. That's much better now, having both those conveyors working properly. Get it in and out of there a lot faster. Elk Mountain one day, Hannah on another, do them on the same days each week. That's what I'm thinking, Mark. Getting back to doing, that's what I used to do. Always, I'd do this and such on one day and such on another day. Biggest thing is I really miss playing the other games I play with some of my other friends, like the likes of Apex Legends. Oh, just. I've got a couple of mates we play that with a lot. It's just a balance. It's a balance. I'll find it. Alright, what is it, 5 to 9? Just coming up on our 2 hours. Flying by. Truck's full and the other one's just coming down over there above the excavator. In a minute, could I do some gravel? I think we're going to have to skip doing some gravel tonight, Sam. We are very rapidly approaching the end of the stream, and I need to stop on time today. Places to be. But we can, yep, we can get back to doing some gravel. In fact, the gravel will be good. I like that cement idea to be. I'm going to have a look at that. So it won't be anything, well, don't expect anything this side of the new year. Be having the time to get into it, but plan is spend some of the holidays thinking about what I'm going to be doing and making a plan on how to attack it. You never know, if I get the chance I might sit down and record 2 or 3 episodes in a go. And that's one thing I've thought about, is that can I actually record a couple of episodes and then have them more loaded rather than what I normally do, which is record an episode, edit an episode, record an episode, edit an episode. Would I be more efficient spending a whole lot of time recording back to back and then editing those down? Which could be an idea, because the biggest challenge I have with where I record is basically almost in the family living room, which is why on a Sunday morning you get lots of noise in the background. I don't make any apologies for that, it is what it is. But as my kids are getting older, they're staying up a little bit later and that kind of thing, so it's harder to get early start on recording like I used to be able to. I used to be able to record and then edit an episode in an evening, pretty much. But can't quite do that anymore. So it might be that recording a couple of episodes when I can and then using that time when I can't be recording to edit. Better idea. Lots of things to think about. It's a different parameters. Oh, have to have a look. 14k, so close. So close, Chinook. Smell it. Hey, Strody, how are you, man? Rather you make what you and when it's more fun to watch someone having fun playing than grinding as an episode needs to go out on a particular day. Appreciate it, mate. My problem is my perfectionism. Not that I'm perfect in any way with the content, but I'll get halfway through an episode and I'll get frustrated with something. And it won't be working out how I want it to work out. I'll enjoy doing it, but I'll get frustrated with it. What's going on here? Interesting. It's very interesting. Come on. You can do it, Delilah. Looks like we might be leaving the cat just here. Things like this, when you're halfway through time-lapsing and bulldozing this and you get this sort of stuckness and you're like, oh no. Sometimes we'll leave it in because I know some people like seeing the "it happens to us all" kind of thing. Just drive off the edge. Might have to, Mark. It's been the solution in the past. Guarantee you that. What's this, a 20-ton digger just hanging on the edge of a pile of dirt? I can't even go forwards. We're completely toasted. Here we go. Timber. Perfect. What a way to finish. I think that's a perfect place to finish this stream. Oh, goodness. Could I try some more trucks and semis in the series? We could have a look and see what options there are. There's plenty of options. I think I might have moved the conveyor. Did. Disconnected the dirt from it. Right, jump back up here and that'll be a good overview of things running on down here. You're welcome, Thomas. Hey, Black Book. Very nice. Right, everyone. Well, thank you all very much for tuning in this morning. What are we at? Have a quick squiz. Loading. 5 subs short of 14,000. 14,000. That's a stupid number. Towns around here with people. That's when you put it in context, when you realise how many people. 14,000. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But anyhow, like I said, this is highly likely the very last weekend stream for 2022. I'm going away for a couple of weeks. Hopefully we'll be back on the 8th of January. Will probably be the next one I can do at this time, which will be the 7th of January for a lot of you. But I might try and squeeze some in and just jump in, and might be unscripted and just have some fun and just play sometime over the holidays. We'll see how we go. If I can get things set up and run off a single monitor. We'll see how it works out. But to everyone who is here and isn't able to make it on Wednesday night, thank you all very much for your support and being part of the channel for the past 12 months or longer, or shorter if you've only just joined recently. Appreciate having you all here, and I really look forward to doing the live streams and just chatting to people, learning more about people, for what's going on, getting to know you all through this. So thank you all very much for joining and being a part of that. It's certainly is a highlight of my week getting in here. But to you all, wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Eat lots, drink in moderation. Those are my goals. Have a great time with family, friends, whoever it is you're spending your Christmas with, loved ones. And yeah, just have a good one. Stay safe. Have a happy and safe new year as well. And until we catch you again, take care, and might see you in 2023. Who knows? Alright, bye for now.